Oh, I think we might be on. Go on, chaps. Let me know quickly. Let me know. Let me know if we are back in the game. I'm waiting. Come on, Dazza. Come on down. Do you know how long I've spent messing about with this GT setup to get everything back working again after those issues before? So hopefully this time we are now resolved. Somebody let me know. Messing about with this. Quieter than the cars. Yeah, that's alright. That is okay. We'll turn it up a little bit there. And we shall also turn that right up there as well. So that should be a lot better, guys. Is that a lot better? Turn the race down a bit, don't we? I've had this out exactly the same. Right, good. Okay. Dow's happy with that, and that's good by me. Rowdy's happy with that, that's good by me. So, let's start again. Ready? Hold on. This is what you've all been waiting for. Let's do this one more time. Ready? Ready, guys? And cue. Good evening, Podium Chasers. That's what you were all waiting for. Anyway, welcome. You missed all the rabbling on I did earlier on. Yes, that's correct, Dal. I did have to reinstall literally everything. Or you were watching Harry Goswell at the moment going around in his McLaren. This is the Formula Racing League GT3 Fridays, pure simply evidently. This is season 5, believe it or not, round 2 at Hungaroring. We know Hungaroring is difficult. Yeah, it's notoriously difficult to overtake on. Obviously there's been quite a few races there this week in terms of the formats that we do across all the platforms, and yeah, it's made for some quite spicy racing at the moment, and I'm just glad that you can all hear me, you can see me. Well, you might not be glad about that, but we're back. Okay, so welcome everybody, and that obviously won't happen next week now that you kind gents have informed me of those errors. So Dow is in the chat. Evening, Dow. I hope you're feeling a bit better today, mate. Not in so much pain. Rowdy's in as well, and Dazza Snipes. Great to see you all. 6 of you watching at the moment, guys. You know exactly what I'm going to say. It says it at the bottom of the screen. Press like, please. It takes half a second, and yeah, even if it was just the comedy factor of me having some issues there. So we are currently in free practice, as you will all be well aware. Alfred Barron there is McLaren as well. We're going to have a look through quite a few of the drivers, the way that we normally do it here on a Tuesday and Friday evening, certainly. One thing I wanted to mention is, well, as it's been a while, we always run through all of the different drivers. As I said at the top of the show, and you couldn't hear me, we have both the AM class and the Pro class running in the same race. We have around 43 people checked in for this, which is certainly going to keep me on my toes, no doubt. Obviously, Dow, the new king, I understand, thank you very much. So, 43 checked in for this evening, and we've got some really good drivers in here. I mean, anyone that's watched any of the previous seasons will certainly put some of the comms on there. You'll know there was some extremely fast guys at the top end of the AM category. Quite rightly they are now in the Pro class, which they should be. So what we're going to have is there's a 20-minute qualifying session in each of these rounds. The first 10 minutes will be just for the AM drivers. They'll get to go out and they'll get to set a couple of laps and sort the order of their particular grid out, and then the pros will go out and do exactly the same thing. That usually does throw up 1 or 2 anomalies in terms of some of the AM guys mixing it in the pro side of things, which is what we all want to see. And then following that we have a 60-minute race. Weather-wise, I don't know what's going to happen. It's the Hungaroring. Anything can happen at the Hungaroring. Currently, temps are sort of 24, ambient 29 on track, so that's good. And when we get into qualifying, we will of course do a full lap guide, as always. Dazza Snipes says, "Listen, I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but Liz Filter." Oh, I'm not going to read that out, Daz, but yeah, well, you never know. Anybody wants to know that, you can look at the live chat or watch it back. But yeah, fantastic. So let's have a look at some of the drivers that we've got. Let me just change who we're watching at the moment. Grab a look at Harry. Let's have a look at Delator. He obviously won last week in his... What's he in? He's in that beautiful Aston there, and his livery does not look like it's come up. So I did all the syncing before the race, and it said there was 92 liveries on there that had been either added or updated. So I'm not sure why all of those liveries are not showing. Seems to be a running theme really. So last week, Alexander Delator, as we can see at the moment, he won last week's race, and he's got top on the pro class. Alfred Barron, no, from previously when he's turned up, he's absolutely aced it in most of those races. He's running second. Zach Dow, who was in the AM class last season, he's third. So those three had an excellent race last week. Edo COMMSby, new one for me, so welcome. First time commentating on that individual. He came fourth. Michael Races. We all know Michael Races, and he's running his brand new triple screen setup team. If you haven't seen it, have a look on his Insta, or he's probably streaming live on YouTube at the moment as well. So yeah, he's trying to get used to a whole different way of looking at things, which I'm sure will come to him very, very quickly. Kodeman 6th, Miladinovic is currently 7th in the championship with 31 points. Then we've got Ranjbar in 8th, Taylor is 9th on 25, Ivanov is 10th on 23, and then we've got Kargulas 20 on 21 points and 11th. Tubovsek is 12th on 19 points, Dave Goodway's 13th on 17, then we've got Pozniakov is 14th on 15 points, Gardby, and ever present here is 15th currently on 13 points, Chris Vinen 16th on 11 points, Filipov is 17th on 9, and everybody else is sat on 0 currently. So that is your current standings in the pro class. We'll stick on board with Mr. Delator at the moment. So on the AM class, Sergio won last week's race, excellent drive from him. Azario, so he's in first. Tuckberg is second on 50 points. Then we've got Bugowski is third on 44. Alan Brown, aka Fresh Brizzle, welcome to the PC side, my friend. I'm looking forward to watching you tonight. He's fourth on 40 points. Luke Gator is fifth on 37, and then we've got Yuzakov is sixth on 34 points. Nick Stick, like it, is 7th on 31 points. Blanchett is 8th on 28. Then we've got Robbie Rodstra, is 9th on 25 points. Rowdy Burns is currently 10th place in the M class in the Porsche on 23 points. Chris Gedman is 11th on 21. And then we've got Kana is in 12th on 19 points. And Aaron Dewsbury in the McLaren is 13th on 17. Everybody else, Thompson, Jones, Dean, Williams, Pryor, Herbert, List, Vilheiner, got it right from that. You'd have to watch a few weeks ago to get the gist of that one. Beaucamp, Latanowskis, Vendishov, Goswell, Brewer, Longdon and Woodward are all on 0 points according to the standings that I'm looking at the moment. So there we go. That gives you a rundown of the standings from last week. We're going to move very shortly. I think we've got about 2 minutes left of the session, maybe a minute and a half, and then we're going to move into the first part of qualifying, which is the 10 minutes for the AM guys, which I am most certainly looking forward to. So you'll be aware, so as I say, this is round 2. I think we've got a 6 or 7 round season for this one. So we're going to, I think we're going across the pond somewhere quite soon, some track in America, probably one of the new ones, something I know nothing about at the moment. We shall all find out, do a few laps around there. And cheers everybody, welcome back. The coffee delivery device from Daz Parker is here. All the FRL merchandise, please check it out on the website www.formularacingleague.co.uk. You can get all kinds of information on there in terms of the different series we run on PC, PS5, PS4, all the merch, everything that's on there. Fastest Laps, Hall of Fame, upcoming events. We do a lot of events, and obviously some partnerships that we have, which I'll talk about more in a moment. Mr. Milden is in. Good evening, sir. Hope you're well. Good to see you in. Ben's actually sort of stepped up a little bit recently, so he's now one of the admins on the PS side of things. which is great to see, because Ben's been with us for a long time, and yeah, he's a great racer, really, really good guy, and it's good to see him in there. And JR, back again. That's right. Thank you very much, JR. Good evening to you. Hope you're well. And Kino. Boys, it's my mate, there's 5 million of you in here so far. Oh, I feel it's great. Anyway, thank you for watching. Press like. I've only got 1 like. There's 10 of you watching. Come on, boys. If you guys had all watched a bit further at the start of the stream, you would have seen quite a large catastrophic audio issue there, which Dazza, Rowdy and Dal, they all thought it was quite hilarious watching me perspire a little bit trying to fix that. But I beat them, so it's okay. Holiday was fantastic, JR. Thank you very much. And, well, the family, they're all good, mate. They keep me very busy. I'm tired. Anyway, we're moving into qualifying. We'll get into a little bit more of a chat afterwards. So the AMs are going out now. Remember, this is 10-minute session for the AMs. And then thank you very much. Don't know why she did that to me for a moment there. Right, so AMs are going to be going out. So, qualifying, 10 minutes for the AMs and then 10 minutes for the pro guys. I've said this before, in terms of the pressure that these guys are under at this stage, it's a difficult track. Yeah, we know the Hungaroring is a notoriously difficult track, and they're under a lot of pressure. It offers quite a lot of different challenges. You've got heavy braking zone now down into 1. You've got the run up to turn 4, which is the left. We'll do the lap guide shortly, but the left-right sort of chicane just as you get on the crest of the hill, and then you've got some corners which have very sort of unique patience. There's a lot that goes on this track. You've got to hook it up just right to be able to get in there. So we shall see. Yeah, thanks, Dal. That was just mocking me. Right, so we've got on board with Ian Thompson, aka Chica, in the 55 Lamborghini. Let's have a listen on board that Lambo, see what she sounds like. As it comes across the start and finish line to do its first fly. Now, remember, I was saying to you that we're talking about you've got 10 minutes of what you're going to get in there. Given that it takes a little more to get those tyres in that operating window, it's completely different from console. It normally takes 2, maybe 3 laps. That's pretty much what you've got once you've got your warm-up lap out of the way. You don't have long to get those laps in. So you can see on the left-hand side of your screen, you can see everybody that has a red background on their number. They are in the AM class. Everybody with a white background are then in the pro class. So Longdon, Thompson, Dean, Robstrack, Kana, Bukowski, Burns, Sario, Guzikov, List, Blanchett, Stick, Gator, Dewsbury. Those are the individuals that we can see currently on that list. And Mr. Gedman will be in there as well. So we do have 38 that have been let in. Let's do that one. So Chica is on his way around. What's he going to do? We all know Coops does like to do first out the bag for these. Right, okay, so the chat seems to be that Chica's Lambo was pretty handy, especially the super sprints on Tuesday. So it's not like these guys don't know the track either. They've already had a go on Tuesday, so we'll see how this pans out. I mean, the racing last season, I should say, in the super sprints, that was just wild, crazy, every man for himself type scenario. So you need to check that out on Tuesdays. You need to come and watch the stream or watch some of the previous streams on that front. But Fridays, obviously, with it being an hour's race, there is a mandatory stop in there, so there is strategy does play a part, and obviously you can read what's going on in terms of the race. You can read what's going on in terms of your car's performance and make a change on that strategy. So there are different things that you can do in this one. Nick sticks it in first place. Thank you. Sorry, Nick. It's alright. So Nick's currently quickest with a 1:44.962. Chris Jones is second. He's just over 4/10 off the pace. And then we've got List is third. Karna's fourth. Gedman is in fifth, 1.4 off the pace. Blanchett is sixth. Burns currently Well, what's Burns done? Burns is 9th. And I think Mr. Thompson may have invalidated that one, so he's on another one. Right, good. Right, well, you guys are having a really good chat in there, which is fantastic. We've got 14 watching at the moment, which is beautiful, guys. I love it. And girls, so if you haven't pressed like, please do. It takes half a second. We are halfway through the AM qualifying session. We're on board with Thompson at the moment. We want to see him put a lap time in and see what he could come up with this evening. So a little bit more from this coffee delivery device. Come on, Mr. Thompson. I want to see a lap time. Come on, Chico. Give me a decent lap time, buddy. Harry Goswell goes top at the moment with a 44.285. That's a sterling lap from him. We'll check that out in a minute. Come on, Thompson. Is he going to do that? He does. So Chica manages on the second attempt. I do feel they're on a quick lap to go. P5. So Goswell setting the pace. He is just under a tenth. And look at that. Stick and Azario are exactly the same time. They've both done a 144.355. They're both tied for second place. They're not. My eyes are deceiving me. But there is a 7-0 there. Right, shoot the comms guy. So Stick is second, 700ths behind Goswell. Azario is 0.770. See, I'm getting old. Getting too old for this. Mr. Craven. Good evening, sir. Hope you're well. I'm very well, buddy. Very well. I'm super happy that I'm back. It's been 3 weeks, which, to be fair, even if it had been 1 week, that would be the longest time I would have spent away from you gents in Formula Racing League for the best part of a year. So to be 3 weeks out it was really weird. I've got in a lot of trouble on holiday actually because I kept watching all the stuff in the evenings, but there you go. But yeah, I hope you're well, Andy, mate. Hope you're well. Good to see you. So Goswell Stick Longdon's put Stick down to third now. Buzakov in the 311 Beamer, he decides to get involved in the party. So I want to go and find Nick. There we go. Let's get on board with Nick. So we've got another McLaren. Potentially, they're all trying to tell us something here. We've got Goswell McLaren, Stick McLaren, Longdon McLaren. They are your top three as it stands with 3 minutes left of this qualifying session. Mr. Stick, he looks like the only one at this stage who's going to be able to take it to Harry. Now, Mr. Goswell, he's been with us for quite a while. I believe last year, if I remember correctly, last season, Harry, he was mainly driving a Merc last year. Yeah, number 8, obviously, and just didn't get the look that he needed last year. I'm not saying this is about luck. Obviously, there's a huge amount of skill involved, time, studying data. Practice, I get that, but you also need a rubber green every now and then, and I don't feel he got that last year, so hopefully this season, I'm saying last year, this season he'll be able to have a cleaner one. So can this chap, he gets a big slide on there, so that's definitely going to be losing him some time, pushing, no doubt. Let's just have a look. Longdon, where Mr. Longdon? So Harry's only quickest at the last sector. Stick, who we're on board with at the moment, as you can see there, has got 2 purples, sector 1 and sector 2. So if he can just nail that last sector, evidently we've had a pretty big slide in this run so far, so that's going to cost him time. But if he can nail that last sector, he may just be able to pick Harry to that P1 in the AM class anyway. So yeah, Goswell was, mate. He's a good driver. He is a good driver, as I say. Last season, he just didn't get the rub of the green. I didn't think. He was always quick. It was a bit of a magnet. That's how I would describe his season last year. So we'll see how he gets on in that McLaren. So Guzakov's still in 4th. Azario, remember, he's leading the championship, won the last race. He's currently in 5th place in the 503 Aston. He's 7/10 off the pace. And we've got Jones in the 792. McLaren's in 6th. Dean 7th. Second out, and then we've got Mr. Brown, aka Fresh Brizzle. I won't call him that all the way through, but just so he acknowledges it. So Brown Allen is in 8th at the moment, just over second, 3,000s actually behind Pete Dean in terms of their times. Then we've got Blanchett 9th, Dewsbury 10th, Brewer is in 11th. We've got 38 seconds left of this one, so I'm pretty sure we're going to have, let me have a look at the map, we're going to be having some pro guys on their way out, no doubt. So this is potentially the very last opportunity now for this guy, Stick, to be able to slowly back out there. So that isn't going to do him any favours, and it's cheaper in front, I believe, in his Lambo, so cheaper gets out of the way, but I think the damage is probably already been done unless he's had an absolute flyer in that first sector. And we'll slip on board. So Dewsbury's 10th, Carney's 11th, Brewer's 12th, Gators in 13th in the pits, Thompson 14th now in the pits, List is 15th, Gedman's down to 16th, 1.857 off the pace. The last sector of the lap now. Robbie Robster is 17th, Larry Burns is 18th, and then Bocat is 19th. So, 2-3 corners to go. Hard on those brakes, it's trailer in. Let's get the car turn, squeeze on that throttle under the bridge. We're going to go then. We're going to just slow the car down in one. We've got to take a little pace round there. And we've got one corner to go. Can he do it? That's the question. Has he had a good enough first two sectors? We're going to find out in a moment. Remember, it's only 700, so he's got to absolutely give it his all. He's got to cross the line in a moment. What's he going to do? Is he going to take pole? No, he's not going to take pole. So, Harry Goswell, congratulations to you. Pole in the AM class. Stick second. Longdon is currently third. Guys, well done. Well done to you all. So there we go. Brizzle is still out there at the moment, and there's Harry. So he's just going to be pulling out. Right, let's find some of the big boys, shall we? Marcus, Mr. Keddy. Fabulous. So Keddy's out on track. He looks like he's currently first out the bag, which you know what that means, and he'll know what that means as well. Yeah. So you've got Brizzle's coming in. Should be coming in. No, he's going on for another lap. And Harry should be coming in as well now. So we've got Keddy first, and then number 26 is Delatour. So he's trying to get out and get a clean lap in straight away. I don't blame him, to be fair. Right, let's see what Keddy can do. Get on board. We'll do a lap guide. So down into T1, we said before, there's going to be a heavy braking zone down into turn 1. Looking for the ball just on the left hand side there. We're going to get hard on the brakes, get down into first gear. We're going to trail in. We want to start gripping up now. Now we're going to squeeze on the throttle, push the car. Don't invalidate your lap. Put it back across to the right hand side, under the bridge. Where the curb starts on the right, that's again, we're going to get on the brakes, get it down to second gear, and then we're going to close the car in. So to go into first there. Squeeze that throttle on, and then we'll tuck it over to the left. Quick swing across to the right. Take not too much curb. It will bounce and set the car. That might invalidate it. And then here's the best part of the lap for me. On the brakes, hit down a couple of gears, swing her in, cut the curb, just literally hold on by the skinny teeth, across to the left, down to second gear. Then you've got to hold, you've got to take the time through the right hander, squeeze that throttle on, always keeping two wheels on the track. Put the chicane now on the brakes, down into first. Don't cut too much on this one, it will bounce the car. And then again, we're looking for, there's a lamppost on the left, on the brakes there, down into second. Get the car tucked in tight, across to the left, off the power. We've got to wait here, got to pause. We're going to squeeze on that throttle, full throttle now, across to the right. Swing her into the left, up to fourth, on the brakes, down to third here. Get the car tucked in, taking off curb on the right hand side. That again looked pretty close to me. And then as the curbing starts on the left, that's your braking point. You're going to get hard on the brakes, trail in, get on the throttle nice and early, under the bridge, back her off, get her down a couple of gears. Again, so you can see what I'm saying. There's corners here where you've got to be really, really patient. Marshall's post on the left, braking point, down a gear, get the car tucked in. As soon as you hit the apex, then we're going to squeeze that throttle and move back onto the start-finish straight. So I'm sure you took notes on that one. But there we go. Right, just on the right on there. So guys are still having a good little battle, which is good to see. So Keddy didn't set time there, which does not surprise me. I have to say, we did just watch that one. So Chris Vining, wow. Chris Vining is a known quantity. Probably about 2 seasons ago when I started doing comms on the PC side, had a Aston Martin, which was all kinds of, it looked like a blue zebra, and that's what it was coined. And I like Chris, especially his team name, in another massive accident. He's a good lad, good driver as well. So the 524 Honda He's currently set the quickest time with a 1:43.420, and he's given some. Who's that over there? Later on, Alfie Barron currently in second place with a 1:43.797, so he's just under 4 tenths off the pace at the moment. Pozniakov is in third in the 86 BMW, 6 and a bit tenths further back down. Zakdal in the other Honda is fourth at the moment, 7.5, 3/4 of a second, I should say, 7 seconds off the pace. Then we've got Ranjbar in a 505 Mercedes. He's currently in fifth. Michael Races in number one, the reigning champion, remember, ladies and gents, trying to defend that crown. I'm sure he'll want to have a better week than what he did the last time out. He's currently in sixth place, 0.867 off. Then we've got Amir in the 789 Ferrari. He's not too far behind Michael. And then we've got Delatour from the AM class. Taylor at the 21 Astons, 1.2 off, and then Polachuk in the number 15 Beamer is 1.25. Cops has just set one in the 23 Audi, 1.4 off, and then Cogulo is 13th at the moment. Goodway is down in 20th, and Kodaman is 21st. So Keddy just popped that time in, and that's a bit better there. He's just 1.5 tenths, just shy, but Tubovsek, another new name. I love doing this. I learn all these names every week. So Tubovsek in the 100 Ferrari, he decides he's going to go about 10,000ths quicker than Keddy. So he's currently sat potentially in second place. We've got 4 minutes left of this qualifying session, and Polachuk's brought out a yellow flag there and has gone into the pits. Breathless, guys, isn't it? It never ends. Right, Chris Gedman's going to take a surprise win tonight. Okay, well, let's see if it does. Dell's on fire. Michael's triple screen setup. Yeah, it is. It's horrible, isn't it? Horrible. No, fair play to him. Fair play to him. Thanks for everyone that is watching at the moment. We've got 12 of you still watching, which is great. We will see the culmination of this pro part of the qualifying and then move on to the full 60-minute race. If you haven't pressed like, please do. If you want to see all of the stuff that goes on in this series or the Super Sprint series or generally anything that goes on within FRL, consider hitting a sub as well and you'll get all of that in spades. Of course, you've got Ryan Keddy. Right, come on Keddy, what are you up to? So Keddy crosses the line. Does he improve on that one? No, so he must be going for his flyer now. So we'll see what Keddy can do. So Cops at the 23 Audi, again a new individual. He races for fun sim racing there. Haven't had the pleasure of commentating on this individual before, but certainly will do tonight. Alfred Barron finds himself down in 5th place at the moment, which I have to say, well, he's just changed that, hasn't he? So he's just popped a time and he's just gone P2, provisional P2, 68 thousandths off Chris Vining. So we've got to have, where's Mr. Races? Come on, we've got to have a look at him. We'll see what he's up to in the Merc. So that's the start-finish straight. Michael's almost a second off the pace at the moment. What's he going to do with this one? It does improve, but by about 3/10. So last lap was a 1 foot. Yes, that's his quickest one at the moment. So we're still on board. We'll have a little look and see how that number one Mercedes is doing. And now I have said for quite a long time, the standard of driving over here, I feel, is pretty high. Really high. It was always like that on the console, and still is. So if you've got a PS5 and you want to race, go and join the PS5s, get involved with Tacos. Yeah, Taco Tuesdays. You won't find a better series anywhere on the console. And then the PS4 mirrors that as well, which is still going. Okay, don't forget also, if you're in the US or Australia or something like that, we have the US leagues as well on PC, PS4 and PS5. So there really isn't anything we don't provide for you guys. Team Chip Buddy. Right, so come on Michael, what are you up to? In terms of the top, we have no change. Vining's still first, Barron second, Turbosek is third, Kelly fourth, Pozniakov is in fifth, Amir sixth, Cop seventh, Ranjbar eighth, Michael finds himself down in ninth at the moment, almost 9 tenths off the pace. Zakdal is 10th, a little bit around about 20,000 further down the road. Then we've got Harry Goswell's time from the AM class. Polachuk is 12th, Cogullo's 13th, Taylor's 14th at the moment, and then we've got, in terms of the pro class, Podium 17th, Goodway's 18th, COMMS is in 22nd. Let's see if Michael comes. Let's see what Michael's going to do. Does he improve? Doesn't. Right, this is his last one. We've only got 28 seconds left to qualifying before the flag drops. So anyone that is out there now on a lap, it's time. It's time to really get it going. As you can see, Alfred Barron's just coming down there. So he's managed to cross the line as well. So he's going to get another go. Chris Viney, you can see, has extended that lead in terms of provisional pole at 1:43.087. That is an impressive time. So Alfie's nearly 3 tenths further down the road. Everyone's got to really get a shift on at the moment because Mr. Viney is certainly showing everybody clean pair of heels. Oh no. Oh dear, the northern boys are chatting. Okay, we've got. That's alright. Well, I don't live up north, obviously, but I am from Coventry, and generally everyone says anything north of Watford is the north, so I'll join you just for this. But yeah, back to the serious stuff. Qualifying is finished, as you can see. So now everybody that is on a lap can finish that lap, of course. You really don't want to be invalidating at this stage, as Alfie comes down to the back part of the track. So he's only got 2 corners to go. Vineyard's got in the pits. He's happy with his qualifying performance. Turbosek, he is just crossed the line as well, so he's going to stay potentially third. Kelly's fourth at the moment, gone into the pits. What's Alfie going to do? Is Alfie going to usurp Chris Viney or not as he crosses the line? The answer would be no, but that was pretty close. 75 thousandths there, so unlucky. Well done, Chris Viney. That was pretty impressive. So Viney and Barron, Turbosek, they are your top 3. Keddy fourth at the moment. Amir 5th, Poznikov 6th, and then we've got Delatour is 7th, Kops 8th, Ranjbar is 9th, Michael Races can only make 10th. Now maybe someone told him, like, you know, he should take the 0 off the 10, that would be 1, I don't know. So Michael's 10th, Zach Dow's 11th, Polovchuk is 12th, Goswell 13th, Cargullo 14th, Kops 15th, Taylor's going to start 16th. Stick is going to start in 17th place. Let me just get rid of that screen there. There we go. We'll see what it needs to do. Okay, that's fine. Let's come back across here. So, it would appear, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong here, but it's gone a bit dark. Brilliant. So, we've now got a night race. That means I'm not going to see a thing because I am totally blind, as you know. So we've got 21 degrees on track and 21 ambient, so the temperatures are perfect for pretty quick laps. So let's just run through that starting grid again. Obviously we've got a couple of minutes now in the wait time. This will give our gents time to make sure that all their pressures are correct, make sure any little tweaks they want to do on that setup from qualifying or move from a qualifying to a race setup, they could do that. They could check their pit strategies. Obviously there's no refueling allowed on this one, so I mean, if you don't have enough in there, yeah, that's going to be an issue really. So yeah, they can check the other things, make sure they've got all their tyres set up, and that's what these guys are going to be currently doing. So the grid, so Chris is going to start on pole, Alfie Barron second, Tibovsek is going to start in third, Keddy will start alongside him in fourth, then we're going to have Amir and Pozniakov in fifth and sixth. Delatour, who won last week, is going to start alongside Rob Kops, and then we're going to have Ranjbar and Michael Races going to be on row 5. Zach Dal and Polovchuk are going to be 11th and 12th, Goswell 13th, Kangulo 14th, then we're going to have Kops in 15th with Robin Taylor 16th, Nick Stick 17th, Codeman 18th, Goodway is going to be 19th alongside Longdon, and then we're going to have Brown 21st, Guzikov 22nd, Osario 23rd, Jones 24th, Dean 25th, Blanchett 26th, Dewsbury 27th, Karma's going to start 28th, and then Scott Brewer is going to start down there in 29th, Luke Gator 30th, Chica is going to start in 31st place, Jason List 32nd, Mr. Gedman, of course, Mr. FRL Gedman is going to start 33rd, Robbie Robstra 34th, Rowdy Burns 35th, Bokamp 36th, then we're going to have Filipov 37th and Glukowski in 38th place. That is a pretty full field, and that's taken me pretty much an entire minute to get through that, so there we go. Alright, JR saying, yeah, okay, so they're all, yeah, that's all good. And Michael's in the danger zone. Michael is in the danger zone, and if anyone's wondering what that means, well, JR's basically talking about the fact that if you're the further up the grid you are, you should be in a safe place. Yeah, I mean, sort of top 4, you should be okay. Yeah, if everyone gets away nicely. Similarly, if you're at the back of the grid, you should be okay. Yeah, as long as you're watching your braking zones and you're making sure you're being a little bit conservative, then you will be alright. When you're sat in the middle of the pack, there's 38 drivers here. They're all different levels, all different skill level, all different experience level. Some have done a lot of league racing, some won't have. Some have been with FRL a long time and know the other drivers, some won't have. And at the end of the day, they're all racing, which means the ego is there. It's just a fact of life, I am afraid. And if you're in the middle of that pack, so in 10th, so he is probably going to be quicker than some of the guys in front, but he's got to get past them. As I said before, it's a notoriously difficult track to overtake on. Throw in the fact that you've got Knight, and yeah, Michael's going to have to earn his corner this evening. I think Chris Fining is looking in a strong position. I think if he can fight off an early challenge from Alfie, then he could potentially have a very good race this evening. And let's also not forget the guys back down there in the AM class. Mr. Stick is in 16th place, got London, Brown. So where's Boswell? Where's Harry? Harry, where are you? Just checking if he's still in the circle. He's in the pits. Okay, that is a nightmare. So Goswell is starting from the pits by the look of that. That's unfortunate for him. Anyway, so as we come round, it's not a massive track. There's only 14 turns. Well, I've just checked on the software. It shows that he's in the pits track. So let's go and actually see. That's a good point. There he is, Harry Goswell, number 8, in the pits. Be intrigued to know what's happened there. Right, so Chris Finan. So now we've gone through the formation lap again. Normally it gives some information about that. It just gives them an opportunity to get the heat cycles through the tyres, make sure the brakes are nicely warmed, make sure those tyre pressures are in the right window. Remember, it's a night race at the moment, so the tyres will be cooling at this stage, so they probably need to make sure that they've just over pressurised those slightly. And now they've formed up 2 by 2 and onto the start-finish straight. So, ladies and gents, we've had a brilliant qualifying session. Here we go, Season 5, Round 2, Formula Racing League Pure Simbi GT3 Fridays. Round 2 is about to get
green light.
Underway. We are underway. We are go. Let's have a look back, shall we? So, Chris, is he going to be safe? Is he going to be safe in that braking zone as they all concertina up into T1? We've already got someone turned around. That looked like Michael Racers. That looked like Michael Racers just got turned around. I'll check that out in a moment. But we have had some contact there, and I think we've got some more contact a little bit further down the pack. So, fabulous, right? So Alfie still currently in second place. He's going to be quite a bit of pressure from that Ferrari at the moment, as Chris Finan just tries to sprint away, just tries to get himself a little bit of breathing space as they all go through that right-left for the first time. Another harsh braking zone there. As you can see, Alfie's using all that track, so he already seems to be in the groove, as it were. Now I love it when the chaps just have their own chat. It's all good. Right, so Dubovsek, as you can see there, is in third place. He's got quite a bit of company at the moment, so if you have a look, this is what these guys can see. Yep. So obviously, if you're racing in the day, obviously things are quite a bit easier on. You've really got to have laser focus at the moment, that situational awareness is going to really come from your peripheral vision, because, well, I say you can see it, you can't see a lot, really, can you? I mean, you know, so they've got to work pretty hard. You can see in that bottom right-hand corner there, Keddy is all over the back of him. It looks like he wants to get a move made at some point. And then we've got Pozniakov, he's just behind in 5th place. So those top 4, I wouldn't say they're breaking away, but it looks like they've got a little bit of a gap developing at the moment. And so Chris has done a 1:53.20 as expected. Amir's in 6th place, as you can see in all it's single file at the moment, and we've got a move going on there. He's trying to make that move. That's Keddy. Keddy's trying to put a move. Keddy's on the outside going into T2, so that's going to allow Turbosek to keep that line there. Again, it's all about, I think, really getting the hustle on these guys and trying to force those errors. To get into one of my favourite camera views. It's about making them forcing those errors at the moment, making sure all you can see that. So Keddy, opportunistic move there, and that was well done indeed. Let's go back and have a quick look at that on a replay. As you can see, as they come through, yeah, Keddy just makes dives to the inside, but we did see that Tabovsek, he had a slight moment, definitely had a moment. So there's your top 4 at the moment. Poznikov is still in 5th place. So let's have a look at him. Let's look at his lights, shall we? Amir is in 6th, Cops 7th, Delatoir is in 8th place, I think he started 7th, Zach Dow is 9th, Cops 10th, and then we've got our leader in the AM class, Mr. Stick, is in 11th, Kogulu's 12th, Goodway is 13th, Polachuk 14th, Codeman 15th, and then we've got a gaggle of AMs there, so Longdon, Jones, Rosario, Kusikov and Brown, that's 16th to 20th, and Michael races, as you can see. I know last week, I believe, from what I did catch, I know Michael had to come back through the field last week, and it looks like he's going to have to do exactly the same tonight. So, I mean, if there was, I mean, they've done there was contact before, I don't know who the contact was with, but I'm sure the live stewards will be. Look at that, as you can see, Bukowski there, 23. McLaren was definitely sticking his nose out on Mr. Dean there. So then we've got a little group of Anso, Brown, Dean, Bukowski, Dewsbury, Brewer and Goswell. Remember, Harry Goswell was pole position for the AM class and started from the pit. So again, we've got another one who's had to fight their way back through the field. He's got himself up to 26. Remember, it was 38 starting this race and getting to Ghana. Just brought up some yellow flags there. They're not both on track now, but they've definitely had a little rough tap. Otherwise, they would have brought that up. And that looks like a very, very interesting movement on that push. Liking that, from what I can see in the dark. Who's behind it? Filipov. Let's have a look at Filipov and get on board. And then we'll have more of a look. Oh, you can't see it. It's a real shame, you see, because going at these high speeds, it's difficult to focus, but a lot of the FRL livery cars, of which that is one, there's a beautiful logo on there, which has been done by Keddy, and it says COMMSbyCOOPS. It's beautiful on all the FRL cars. It's fantastic. And I only had to be Monster House to get to do that. So Codeman's gone yellow there. Most gone yellow, and Longdon as well. So we are having some incidents. We're going to actually start having some doubters in the moment now that we've got the first couple of laps. Look at this, we've got 3 wide. This is absolutely crazy. Look at this. Talk about Gaggle cars, which is we've got 5. All at it at the moment, but the Aston in front we've got. He was getting involved as well. So Nigel there in the 26 McLaren also pushed up to a couple of places. So Harry Boswell has got himself up to 25th now. You've massively outbroken yourself there, Mr. Longdon, unfortunately. I just hope you didn't have any contact with him. As Michael races, makes it up another place up to 16th currently. So Michael is getting himself through those AM guys, and then he'll have to start really pushing hard. So Chris Bynum is still leading this race, held up front with a 1:44.327. Quickest lap of the race, by the way, is Marco Keddy, who's in 3rd place. He's just done a 44 flat, so Keddy seems to be on a little bit of a mission. So Vining's gap to Alfie is just under 7/10, and then Kenny's a further second and a bit behind. Podium is 2.8 seconds. So those four essentially, although they are gapped slightly, they've pulled themselves away from the chap in 4th place, and oh dear, Topovsek, who remember was up in 3rd place, finds himself in 5th. COMMS is up to 6th, he's just under a second behind. Amir's just under a second. Delatoire's under a second. Zach Dow is half a second. So look at Zach Dow in his Honda. Let's see what Zach Dow can produce for us this evening. So Zach Dow, Formula Racing team, is currently in 9th place. Extremely quick driver, way too quick for the AMS. Proved that every single race was qualifying in the top 10 overall. Mixed it in with the pro guys, goes a little bit wide there, coming out of turn 1. So into turn 2, under that bridge. Let's see what Honda's doing. We've got another Honda lead in the race, so we know if she's got the setup right, we know she can punch it. Yes, there is a pit window, Joe. There is a pit window there. Normally between 25 and 35 minutes. Usually where the pit window sits. Again, just allows everybody to prepare in the same way. Gives everybody a relative level playing field. But again, you can't refuel some own tyres. So it is probably just a case of who has got the best manual pit stop practice down. That's what's going to make a difference. And unless you're running in traffic, you may get potentially a 10-minute window. We saw in qualifying, you're probably then only taking 4 or 5 laps to get that done to make a difference. So again, as you can see there, Kenny's still got the quickest lap of the race as we come out of there. So COMMS is running in 10, which is fantastic. Fencing racing in the number 10 BMW. Then here is your leader. Here's your leader in the AM class, Nick Stick in the 38 McLaren. I've got to say, I'm impressed. I am impressed with that pace. Harry Crossman was extremely quick. I'm not going to say he should be in the pros because that's where he has been. I think he should be in the pros. So Nick showing some really good pace there. He's mixing it right in there. He's got Kogulo behind him in 7/10, so he's got a 3.1 second gap back to Polovchuk, half a second to Crazy's very good way. And then Michael races. He was 2 seconds further down the road, so Michael's managed to make some headway, get himself to 15th place. And then we've got Masario, remember won last week. He's at 16th second in class, 2 seconds behind Michael. And then he's got Jones as half a second behind him. And then Brown is 8.5 tenths further down the road. So in terms of close battles, that's so you can see what everyone else is up to. So he's got 19th, 2, then we've got another 7 seconds back to 7 tenths back to Dean Dewsbury's 8.5 tenths gaps, as you can see, apart from this guy, Harry Goswell, is within, like I did say, within 2 tenths, it's just elongated slightly, but let's have a look at what's happened off that. Is that mistake? Is that 38? It's just what? Oh dear. So someone's got some internet issues there. Someone has definitely got some internet issues, and we've got a spinner. So Harry, I don't know if that was internet, whether he was having some lag or something else happened there, but that's caused him to have a little spin, and he gets back underway. At the top of the pack though, Alfie Barron, who's on board at the moment, you can see clearly he's brought that gap down massively. He's just done the quickest lap of the race at 43.997, so the first guy into the 43 zone. He's beginning to apply some pressure to Chris Vining now. Whether that's part of the plan or whether Chris has had a slight issue, we don't know at this stage, but we can certainly enjoy some extremely quick driving because we know Chris Vining, he's a championship winner in our GT3 Fridays. Alfie Barron, every time he turns up, it seems to be either a mile that way out in the lead, or he's fighting very, very closely, certainly always in and around for a podium. He's got some excellent pace, so this one's going to develop nicely. Kelly's hanging on to the back of these guys. He's under a second behind. He looks like he's closed that gap down. you can see Kenny at the top of the picture there. These three are now 4.5 seconds clear of Pozniakov in the 86 BMW. So we've got a clear podium breakaway at the moment. See how these guys scrap it out between themselves. So great racing. It's always good for us to keep an eye on this. Tomovsek's 5th COMMS, so we've been no change there. Zach Dell's 3.5 tenths behind Delatar. Keep an eye on these deltas as we go through. Michael Race's got himself to 14th now, and he's half a second behind Crazies, but Crazies is only 7 tenths behind Polovchuk. So that's another battle that we are definitely going to need to go and have a look at. We'll stick with this at the moment because it is the battle for the lead of the race. We are, what are we, 13 odd minutes into the race almost. So there's been a couple of incidents. At the end of the day, racing is racing. It would be very rare to see the entire race without an incident, but obviously the one that happened in T1 affected the reigning champion. Let's see what he's made of. And obviously Harry, who was obviously in pole position for the AMPAS, started from the pits, was fighting his way through quite nicely, and then got turned around or spun. I need to speak up. Oh, okay, I get it. Radio Del, thanks, buddy. We'll just do that then. That's easier, isn't it? Yeah. But on the cars, one of the best views at the moment. But I will project my voice a little more for you when I'm on board, which I'm about to do in a minute. That's not too bad. The Honda doesn't sound too loud. And we get a good view here. We can see Alfie. We can watch Alfie's lines. We can see what he's up to. But you can see there's some headlights lurking just behind him as well, and that evidently is Marco Keddy. So again, this is something we talk about all the time, and I know you guys that watch this all the time and think, wow, Coops is chatting about this stuff again, but Alfie's in a really awkward situation right now, isn't he? Because he's in the middle of a sandwich, a very fast-moving sandwich, yeah, which is the sandwich that's going to bring you rewards, so it's probably a Weight Watchers sandwich or something. But Alfie's been really attacking Chris over the last couple of laps. We've seen that. He holds the fastest lap of the race. So he's putting his tyres through quite a bit of stress at the moment. And Chris has managed to keep himself nice and cool and calm. And you saw Kenny just dipping his nose up there. So now Alfie's not only is Alfie still obviously pushing, he wants that P1. He may feel he's got the pace to scamper away, which he might have, we don't know. He's got to get past Vining first. I have said it's a really difficult track to make those overtakes on, and now just behind Alfie you've got Keddy. So Alfie's thinking, how do I tag? How do I get past? But he's also thinking, how am I keeping Keddy behind me? Anyone that knows Keddy, we know he's quick. You know, he drives like he flies. Yeah, cheap and fast. Apparently, I won't mention the airline. As you can see, Kenny thought about putting a move on him there. So everybody's playing a really high-speed game of chess at the moment. Tactically, how are they running this race? Or are they all running quite nicely and they're waiting for pit stops? Doesn't look like that to me. You guys let me know in the chat what you think. Honda is electric. Del, tell you what, mate, I know when you had this little operation thing, you know, I don't know what they did to your brain cells, but I mean, they've connected a funny one. That's all good. It's all good, buddy. Right, so this battle is raging, isn't it? So Kenny's getting pretty close onto the back of Alfie. There's your top three. So what's going on further down the grid? So Poznikov is still 4th. Tomovsek is still 5th. Kopp's still 6th. So Tomovsek is getting closer. He's only 3 and a bit tenths now off the back of Poznikov. And realistically, where he qualified, he wants to be getting that move done so he can try as he might to try and get back onto the coattails of the top 3. But who knows if he's going to do that. You can see them in the distance there. That battle is going to take place shortly. I'm just going to keep my eye on that Delta because I'm expecting that to come down. It's 3 tenths at the moment. Cobbs is only half a second behind as well, so we've got another group of 3 there. Can't really take my eyes off this at the moment. As you can see, Keddy's taking a completely different line there. Evidently they're all going to end up on that line, but he's just doing it to make Alfie think. Just trying to distract him, and Alfie, all he's trying to do is get some kind of a slip of Vining. And wow, I mean, this is close racing. This is ridiculously close racing. So Kenny behind. Chris in front. He's trying to make a move around the outside. Is that going to stick? And is... Oh, where's Kenny gone? Kenny... Or has Kenny decided to make a crazy move somewhere? Oh, Kenny's still there. He was right over the other side. We couldn't even see him. So Alfie's still in second place. There's going to be no let up. These boys are working extremely hard. First quarter of the race has been completed. Nothing like an easy race. There was a little love tap between them because they've both got themselves a little mark on my software. To Bob said, as I did say, I thought that was going to come down a little bit. It has. Oh dear, oh dear. And what has happened there? Chris Vining has just, he's obviously had... Wow, Chris, what happened there, mate? So you can see Alfie, I think Chris has just got himself a little bit of understeer and oversteer, which has made, he's probably had to really back out the throttle at that point to keep the car online. And Alfie manages to take the lead of the race, and Keddy puts himself up into second. So all change in terms of podium positions. Chris has gone from 1 to 3 in the space of a few yards there. And Keddy, well, Keddy could be in the sandwich now, can't he? COMMS is now half a second, so Zach Dow 8th, half a second behind Delatour. So Delatour, as you can see there, in the FRL GT3 S5, great name for a team. At least he knows which one it is, and you can see there's a lot of movement going on behind. You've got Zach Dow's putting the pressure on. He's also from the Formula Racing team in the 331 Honda. Alfie, Kenny and Vining are still in those positions. And Dubovsek has not managed to clear Poznikov yet to take that 4th place. Excuse me, COMMS 9th. Oliver is in 10th. Michael Race has gone south. Michael Race has gone south at the moment. Up to 12th, which is pretty good. I'm sure he'll be quite happy with that. So he's hunted down Polachuk in the 15th BMW, and he's got Amir behind him. No, Amir's rapid as well, so... Yeah, JR thinks that Chris caught the inside curve. You're probably right there. You are probably right there. So Michael moves himself up to 11th place. I believe followed him through the did. So Dave Goodway is in 14th. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at Crazies. Yeah, see, he was right. You're never going to miss that McLaren with that livery on a stream. Well done, Crazies. As it gets a bit... Oh dear, that is... Oh dear, oh dear. Wow, that's got to be worth a replay. So, we haven't looked at Crazies all race long. Coops curse, and there we go. Tail out, and overcorrection. I'll see you later. And that's going to hurt. So that is unfortunate for Crazies there. Sorry, dude. Gets himself back on track. Don't shoot me. I'm just doing my job. Oops. Anyway, that was quite funny. So I did say if Alfie could get past, he may feel that he has the pace to actually scamper away from these two. And wow, he's built a 1.3 second gap already over Keddy. And then Viney's still holding on. He's half a second behind now. So maybe all of the well, they've obviously spent quite a lot of energy on that battle, and it was an epic battle, I have to say that, but maybe they're just having a little bit of a breather now and getting themselves composed to go again. Poznikov is still holding 4th, Timorski 5th, COMMS still 6th, Delatour's in 7th, Zakdal 8th, COMMS, Cargulo, Michael Races is now up to 11th, and he's now going to want to chase down Cargulo in the 25 BMW. So we'll see how it works, as Polachuk's evidently had issues falling down. I was in the pits. Okay. Well, there's no pit window open yet, so that's probably a port to the pits. Unfortunately. That's unfortunate. Right, Sergio is in 13th place as we're currently watching Alfie. Let's find a close one to have a look at, shall we? Let's go further down. I know we've got a lot of you in this evening. Let's try to as many as sometimes. Safakana's just got himself 15-second time penalty, unfortunately. Let's go on. Let's see how Harry's getting on. So Harry's 25th. I know he's had an absolute rotten race at the moment. Where's Pete Dean? So Pete, let's have a look at him. He is not too far behind. So he's probably just about to put a challenge on Mr. Alan Brown, fresh Brizzle, in the 666 Aston versus the 998 Aston. So it's an all Aston affair. Let's have a listen to that dirty Aston, which I love. Down the start finish straight then. He's going to be able to outbrake him into T1. Dewsbury's not too far behind as well. As we can see, got some dust being kicked up there. Dewsbury, well, Dewsbury looked like he actually got a better run out there. He has got the inside line. That means he's going to the outside line for turn 2. So it should mean that Dean manages to keep hold of that position. As you can see, that McLaren of Dewsbury went a little bit wide there. Behind him. Who else have we got in there? We've got Podium in the 966 Aston Martin. He looks like he's putting quite a bit of pressure onto Dewsbury as well. Remember, they're a different class, so you would assume it should be quicker. Taylor's in 21st, Brewer's down in 20th. Sorry, Taylor's in 20th place. Brewer's down in 21st. Gates is 22nd. Blanchett is running in 23rd at the moment. I think a lot of people from the chats, you know, maybe haven't spent a lot of time on the track or haven't had enough time to practice, obviously set the server up and get onto the practice server, which unfortunately at this level where we're at the moment, it just makes a huge difference, you know, I mean a huge difference. And that's where we are, so let's give Brizzle a bit of time. Rowdy Burns, what's Rowdy up to? Rowdy in his Porsche, he's down in 32nd place. Robbie Robstra's 31st, Goodway is 33rd after that spin that we caught and replayed. Sorry, crazies. I was just testing the software was working, right? So, and Mike told me to do it. Gedman is 34th. Right, let's have a look at Mr. Chris. What are you doing, Chris? So, Chris Gedman, your Volton Motorsport. 34th in the 79 Bentley. That is not good. So Polovchuk and Bocan are in the pits. That means we have 34 running at the moment. So that would appear that 2 others have left the server at some stage. So Chris Gedman's pumping those laps at the moment. Top 3 are the same. Alfie Barron, Keddy and Vining. They're still all going for it. And Tobovsek has managed to get that move done. Thank you for that beautiful bit of driving there, Christopher Gedman. Yeah, so Tobovsek's managed to get up to 4th. Koznikov is in 5th, and then we've got Cops. So, Cops and Cops, come on guys. If they're not related, I mean, I get excited when people do exactly the same lap times to the 1,000th. But Cops and Cops, I need to know more. I need to talk to these guys afterwards and see if they are brothers or cousins or, you know, father and son, mother, daughter, I don't know what it is. So, it's really cool. So those two, anyway, a family affair at the Hungary are 6th and 7th, Kalgula's 8th, Delatour 9th, Michael Races has got himself back to where he qualified. So it's taken him 25 minutes, the best part of, to get himself back up to 10th place. I think he's just got to be thinking about points this evening and trying to damage limitation, really, isn't it, to be honest. Right, we've got 6 in, still watching at the moment. Pit window has just opened, that's got to be open for 10 minutes. So this is the time, either guys are going to want to get rid of those tyres if they've given them a particularly hard time. In terms of tracks, so it's dropped by a degree, which isn't going to make a huge difference if they're putting on exactly the same setup in terms of tyre pressures. So Michael's 10th, that means 11th, Sackdown is 12th, then we've got Osorio is 13th, Jones 14th, and these are in the AMP-class by the way, so Osorio, Jones 14th. Osorio is that match. Okay, so where has Stick gone? Maybe Stick as one of the guys who's left the server. No, Nixon 27th in the pit stop. Okay, so a lot of the guys have jumped in to do the pit stop straight away. Makes sense. If you're stuck in traffic, try and get back out to some clean air. It's always a wise thing to do. So Osorio is now leading the AM class, and then we've got Jones, Guzikov, Alan Brown, Pete Dean, Dewsbury. That is your group of 6. And then we've got Taylor, He's he's the odd one out in that pack, isn't he, really? He's in the 21 Aston, he's in the Pro class. Sorry, Mike, just giving a little headbutt there. So you can see now, again, if you're new, or if you're watching someone, if you're supporting one of the drivers, and you're thinking, well, how do I know? How do I know when they've had a pit stop and all the rest of it? You can see on the left-hand side of your screen, after they're driving home, you've got a gold one there, but at the bottom you can see there's a couple of greens, and that would indicate that they have completed their stop. The others indicates they have one to complete. When it goes green, that means they are good to go, and they can race until the checkered flag. So just so you know, so you can also, as you're watching, keep up to speed with, okay, who's pitted, what kind of strat are they running, you know? Right, Ian Thompson, yellow flag, so maybe Chica's had himself a little bit of an incident there. Chica Motorsport, the 55 Lamborghini's company, running 29th, had some high hopes for him. I know a lot of people in the live chat did as well, so Codeman, Goswell, Brewer, Carner, Longdon, Stick, Thompson, Flipoff, Rodstrat, Gedman have all pitted currently. And then in the pits, well, we've got quite a few more in the pits, haven't we? So, Delatour, he's just come out of the pits. So, Jones, Guzikov, Dean, Brown, Dewsbury, Taylor, Gator, and Blanchett have all decided to follow themselves in the pits, which is, that might be a good plan. It might not be a good plan. We've got 7 minutes left of the pit window, 32 minutes left of the race. Speaking of races, Michael Races is up to 8th at the moment, so he's going to be happy with that. Although Poznikov and Delatour have pitted. Looks like Delatour's back in the pits. Interesting. Let's get on board for a few seconds. Let's just see how that Mercedes is handling. I can't be too hard on the guy. You know, he's running triple screens tonight and 4th one on top, so you know. It's going to be quite an attack on the sensors for him, no doubt. Although then again, this is Michael we're talking about. I'm sure he hasn't just jumped in, you know, for the race. I'm sure he's been on that since the triples have been on. But she doesn't seem to be handling it too badly at the moment, and he's not far away, is he? So it's 3 seconds to get him onto the back of Cargulu. And we've got the two Copses in 5th and 6th. Those top 3 though, they're still out there, aren't they? So Alfie's still comfortably, I would suggest, comfortably leading this race. He's got a 2-second gap back to Chris Vining. 2-second gap back to Keddy, and then Chris Vining still in the podium though. He's just dropped off a little bit, hasn't he? So he's just, it did say 3 tenths, it's now 7.5 tenths. So that gap, I think, is comfortable at the moment. It's comfortable for some race management. I would definitely say Zach Dow and Dean are both in the pits as well, from 11th and 12th. So things are going to start. Things are going to start to get interesting. Let's have a look at Carguli, because it says he's only 2 tenths. Only 2 tenths. I think we're 2 tenths now behind Cops. So we've got 2 BMWs in front. We just got past somebody there. Blue flagged, good. Right on the back of the number 69 BMW, which is E-Cops. As we go into the penultimate corner of the lap, the question is, are they going to dump it in the pits? There's 5 minutes left of the pit window. Cops decides he is going to pit. So Cargulu says, well, if you're going to pit, I'm going to stay out. I believe I'm quicker than you. I'm going to try and get a really, really quick lap in. And see if he can jump in the pit stop. So this is where it all starts to get a bit interesting in terms of strategy. You've got Amir there in 7th, he's not too far away. Michael Races decides he's going to pit as well from 9th place, so he wants himself a nice new sticky shiny set of tyres so that he can start pushing the boat out a little bit. So Alfie Barron's with the points at the time of the race with 44.013. I'm sure we had a 43. 43.997, unless that was in qualifying. Please, in the live chat, correct me. Aldo. So Crazies is in the chat. Hello, Dave. So I span on lap 11, crossed. So I span on lap 11, crossed the line, and it put me on lap 10. Really? My wheel's still messed up since the update I did. Gets to a certain point and just massive dead zone. What wheel are you using, mate? What wheel I using? That would be interesting to know. And if you watch the stream back, I did catch a beautiful moment of you. Was the first time I'd actually gone on to have a look at you, mate, and I caught the spin, and I replayed it, so you can keep that as a present. And everybody, we know each other very well. Okay, if you watch the stream regularly, I like a little bit of banter and chat with the guys, because I am a driver first and foremost, and I do the comms secondary to that. But yeah, so I'm not being mean to him. I know him very well. It's all good. Unlucky though, mate. Unlucky. Good to see you racing. Good to be back. So Alfie decides he's got to come and pit. That means. And who else is pitted? So Keddy's pitted, as has Vining. So this is where things are going to get very interesting. So Vining is back out on track. Where's Keddy? Keddy is behind Chris. So Chris has done a better job on the pit stop and has got himself out in front. Fantastic. And Alfie's just coming out the pits now. Let's go on helicap. Where are the other guys? So Alfie is there and Chris. Okay, he's just coming on to the start-finish straight, isn't he? This is going to be close. This is going to be really, really close. So, okay, he's in the pits there. He's not. I don't know. This thing's telling me lies, I think. Right, so Alfie is out. Manages to get that pit stop complete and has kept himself ahead by the look of that. Not too much ahead, but ahead of Chris Vining. Kelly's still running, so your podium, well, your net podium, I should say, is the same three individuals as you would expect, but again, a slightly different order. Fabulous there, just yellow flag just popped up, and he seems to be totally fine. So, Turbosec currently leads, Turbovsek, I'll get that correct, currently leads the race in the 100 Ferrari, has just pitted. That means our COMMS is going to take the lead of the race. We've got 1 minute 30 left of the pit window, so he decides to pit as well. So could have had a few moments of glory there leading the race, but probably wise to pit. You don't want to be getting a penalty for not adhering to that. So normal order will be resumed very shortly. Alfie Barron's going to continue into the lead of this race in the 22 McLaren, followed by Chris Vining and Marco Kenny. They are your top three. Again, you can see the gaps between them are only 8/10. So all to play for. Plosnikov is running in 6th. Net 4 still Kogulu is a winner out of that one, so he's currently 7th, but that looks like he's jumped 2 positions in the pit. Cops is down into 8th. Michael Races is in 9th, but obviously when these two individuals complete their pit stops and get back out, Michael should be up to 7th, which is good. Keddy sets a quickest lap of the race by some margin. That was a very good lap, Marco. That's a, what's he just done? A 43.627. That is a full 4 tenths quicker than what Alfie had got on the board. So well done to you. So he's running some pace with those nice fresh tyres at the moment. Remember, the fuel loads are consistently burning down. So if the car generally performs better, or you feel more at one with the car when the fuel load is getting less, and you've got sticky tyres on, then that should, including the temperatures, put it together. We should have some quick laps, so all to play for. Michael stayed 9th, so okay, so Turbosec is kept as 4th. Arcos is 5th. Pit window is now closed, and we are only 25 minutes left of this race. That down makes up your top 10. Oh, who's that? Gone for a wonder. Oh my word, that was Chris Vining. So let's see what happens. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. That was a big one. Take out Alfie as well? No. So it looked like we were in a blue flag situation there, and he just didn't slow down enough, is what I would suggest there, or didn't expect the car in front to be going quite as slow. But unfortunately, as the driver, it is your responsibility when you're approaching back markers to give them the space. If they're on their own racing line, running their race, as long as they're not ignoring the blue flags, or they get out of the way at a safe place to do so, or there is a clean opportunity for you to overtake, then by all means be a little bit more aggressive then. But I just feel that given how that looked, I don't think Chris was expecting that one, let's be honest. So still running third though, but now 7.5 seconds further back, and he's now got Turbosec all over the back of him. It's only 6.5 tenths, and there is no change anywhere else in the top 10. So let's move away from the top 10 for a few moments. So Sergio is leading the AM class, so great race from him at the moment from ICO Motorsport in the number 503 Aston Martin, and he's got himself a 2.2 second lead over Guzikov, who is currently running in second place for the AM class. And wow, look at that, Alan Brown, 666 Aston, running 16th overall, but third in class. So Brizzle is on for a pole. Brizzle's on for a pole. Brizzle's on for a podium. It's not qualifying. Interesting stuff. It's all good. So 22, just under 23 minutes left. So Kodeman's running 13th, and then Ryan Taylor. Let's have a look at him because that gap doesn't look particularly big. Aston yet again. Kodeman in front. Number 966 Aston. We're on board with Taylor. 21 Aston, and 6 seconds further down the road we've got Amir's 789 Ferrari. So Ryan can just concentrate on Kodeman at the moment, just trying to put some more pressure on him, try and get him to manoeuvre around the track a little bit more, and hopefully that may cause him to slightly miss a braking zone or a turning point, something like that. Again, you're always going to get nice, close, I would say clean racing for the majority of this one. I'd probably say 95% has been clean, which is fantastic. You're always going to be at the mercy of incidents when you've got a lot of people racing together. So, Brizzle, let's have a look at him. Alan Brown, first race commentating on him, representing GR Motorsport. Of course, he is one of the overarching teams within FRL. Again, if you're not aware of that, you're not familiar. Within FRL itself, across PS4, PS5 and PC, obviously you've got your own team that you can race in. Obviously this is an individual championship. Normally you've got 2 teams in a championship, but overarching all of that, we have teams. You don't have to be a part of it, but it just creates a nice, it's a little home within the home, if you know what I mean. It's almost like a little man cave for each team, and it's really good because it gets everyone together. They bond even more, and there's a really good banter along with that. So GR Motorsport is Chris Gedman's team, Grassroots Motorsport, and you've got others. You've got RKM Motorsport, which is Red Kings Motorsport. That's Michael Race's team, which actually I am a part of when I do actually get behind the wheel, and we've just got some sponsorship. From Redion, I believe they do sort of wind simulation and stuff like that. So again, it just shows things are moving in the right direction all the time for people within FRL, because they are getting that exposure, not just through the common shows and things like that, but you know, SimGrid number 1 on SimGrid, always running events. You know, part of a brainchild with. I can't remember his name now actually, but also part of sort of a mental health, Gamers United mental health, I think it's called, that is what it's called, which I think is absolutely fantastic, and it's there for everybody. You know, we sent invites out to all the other leagues to get people to come and join in with that, and it is just to say, look, we're all here together. We all have issues sometimes. You know, sim racing can be an escape, sim racing can be a bit more than an escape for some people. And you know, we're all kind of in the same boat, and yeah, it's a really great cause actually. I think you should go and check that out. Have a look on the website www.formulaRacingLeague.co.uk. All the details on that can be found on there, and any contact details should you need it. Anyway, I'm waffling on about that, but very worthwhile. So Brown's currently in 3rd place at the moment. He's got Dewsbury behind him, but it says Dewsbury's a lap, so we'll see what happens with that. Then we've got Pete Dean in 18th, Jones 19th, so again we've got this little gaggle here, all nice and close. Gates in 20th, Blanchett 21st, Carno's 22nd, Longdon's 23rd, Thompson's 24th, and then we've got Filippov and Robbie Robstrad 25th and 26th. Harry Goswell Poor guy, I told you, he did not get any luck last season in the pro class, and he's had the same issue today. So he finds himself all the way down there in 27th at the moment, as Dewsbury's getting pretty close to the back of Brown. Could have a challenge for the podium position in the AM class shortly. Rowdy Burns has just binged up yellow. Where's Rowdy? Down the start-finish straight, so see what happens. Right, Chris Gedden is still running. Could be running last at the moment in 31st place, but he is still running. That is what counts, as you can see there. Grassroots Motorsport in brackets. So Rowdy Burns, first time commentating on him this evening. His Porsche just keeps out of the way. Again, it's not about. This is the other great thing. It's not about can I be first, second, or third. Of course they're competitive. Codeman's just got himself a 15-second time penalty. Ryan Taylor's only half a second behind him, 13th and 14th. We'll check that out in a moment. But just to finish what I'm saying, it's not all about can I be on the podium and all this sort of stuff. It's not like that. It's, you know, as I say, we've got people of different abilities. You can race with us. Yeah. There will normally be a partner that you will end up racing with. You'll find more than one person on your level. I'm not saying that because Rowdy's at the back or Chris is at the back. I'm saying that as a general point. Yeah. Through all of the different things that we do, you will end up finding a few people that are on that same level, which is good to see. Bukowski, 28th, is just yellow flagged, so I think he's probably got a little bit heavy on the power coming out the last corner. Maybe had a little tank slapper and tapped the wall there because he was over on that side, or he just backed out massively to let someone through. I don't know. But just to finish off with regards to the team, so you can see there, FRL XXX, so Rowdy Burns, I'm assuming, drives for XXX Motorsport, which is the love child of Gamer Dad, who runs, or did, I should say, really help set up and drive forward some of the late night stuff on the PS4. So again, another team. So Rowdy's there. Bukowski's 29th at the moment, and Nick Stick. Remember, Nick was Nick Stick and the 28. McLaren again. We've got another one there. Him and Harry qualified first and second in their class, and just find themselves in 27th and 28th, both not had any luck at all this evening. Although Nick is pretty well trying to close down Harry. Maybe they can have a nice little race together. Who knows? Close battles. Let's go further up the field. That's a good one. Where's Dean? A couple of attempts between these two. So back in the mix again. We were talking at the start of the show. If you're in the kind of the top four-ish, you're probably quite safe. You might be able to pull away. If you're at the back, you're probably safe. You might fall back a little bit. If you're slap bang in the middle of the pack, considering we've got still over 30 drivers in, we're looking at 16th, 17th, 18th, and 19th here. Yeah, it's always pretty busy. Always pretty busy. But again, look, there's great racing going on. Can't deny that. So Pete Dean is currently 5th in class in the AM class. He's putting pressure on Dewsbury. As you can see there, he's 4th in the 111 McLaren. But you can see just in front of Dewsbury is Alan Brown in the 666 Aston, who is the last podium sitter for the AM class. So there is a lot at stake here. A lot at stake. Let's have a look at the live chat. Is Michael the only RKM driver tonight? I believe so, Kino. I believe so. I'm waiting for you to get involved. So hurry up. Did you race last night or not? I watched some of it, but I didn't see that he was in there. So if you did, let me know how you got on. If you didn't, that's all right. We'll catch you on it next week, no doubt. I just love the sound of that Aston. Right, Dewsbury. Let's see. Let's get up close and personal. Let's get up close and personal with these two scrapping away for the final podium position in the AM class. We've come up to the last corner there. You can see Brown takes defensive line, just covers that off. Dewsbury. I was going to say, I thought he got just a slightly better exit there. He got the power teeny bit earlier than Aaron, but not. Taylor's got himself a 5-second gap as we come into that braking zone. Oh, definitely caught a bit of oversteer there. You saw the car snap. I actually thought massively overcooked it. As you see, Brown's going a little bit wide into turn 2 there. Well, I say turn 2 on the old maps, it's like 2A. But he's definitely got a good run as we go up towards the really tricky sort of left-hand flick. We're not going to get through there as Brown just cuts that off. This is fantastic racing, guys, and we've just got to be patient through here. So, what is going on with these two? Rizal's a quick driver, yeah. He's been around on console for a long time and has just made the switch over to PC. It's a fair play to him, actually. I mean, it takes quite a while to get used to the changes in the physics, the tyre model, just how the game feels on PC to what it does on the PlayStation, to the extent, right? So in the comms room, so I've got the PC set up, I've got PS5 down there, and earlier on today I went on the PS5, I didn't bother getting the wheel out with the controller, and then I did exactly the same thing on the PC with a different controller, and even that feels night and day, like with the controller. So much more control on a PC. Anyway, waffling about something else here. So these two are still battling, and Dewsbury, you can see they've been trying to work each other out now for quite a few laps. So it's not like this is a new battle. Dewsbury's in a bit of a pickle though. We said this earlier on. He's got Pete all over the back of him in the 998 Aston. He's only 3 tenths behind, and then coming up behind them pretty quickly is Jones in the rather bright 972 McLaren. So Dewsbury, he represents Frying Racing, hot property, no doubt. And sorry, that was for Keno actually. He's probably the only one who's going to laugh at that. Oh, he's still waiting for the. Oh no, Keno! Go and get the old one back. Go and get the old one back. That's a shame. Now, I hope we're entertaining you on a Friday, everybody. That's the important stuff. Right, out up top, it's a fantastic battle. Some other doubters very quickly. So Alfie's still leading the race, still also holds the fastest lap of Dewsbury again. Looks to make a move around the outside. I think he believes he's got more lateral grip in that McLaren than what the Aston has, and I think that's what he's trying to push for. I'm so sorry, Dewsbury. Obviously, as soon as I say that McLaren looks like it's got more lateral grip, it is obviously going to crash going round a corner. I think I did the same thing to Crazies earlier on. Anyway, let's get back up top. So Alfie's leading this race still. He's now got himself nearly a 5-second lead. That is comfortable over Keddy. And wow. So Keddy's running in second place. He's got himself a really big gap back to Chris Viner now as well. So those top 3, touchwood, they look pretty safe. Although saying that, COMMSbyCOOPS is currently in 4th place. How close is it to Chris? Oh, that close! So that looks like that's going to develop quite nicely. So I think Chris is running with a little bit of damage. You remember when Chris had that little issue, yeah, and lost the place, he was at 7.5 seconds behind. He's now a good 10 seconds behind. So just by looking at that over time, he's losing more time. And COMMSbyCOOPS is now within half a second. So striking distance, certainly sponsored by COMMSbyCOOPS Vision. I was going to do the AWS thing, there's no point, is it? Anyway, so the Ferrari looks down the outside again. It's all about trying to make the other person get offline. If you get the other individual offline, they're either going to be going too deep in, so they're going to lose time into the corner, they're going to lose time through the mid part of the corner, they're going to have to wait to get on the power, you're going to be on the power earlier. Makes sense, right? Zach Dow's just picked up a drive-through, so that's going to be track limits. I'm looking for him in 8th place, and Michael Races has got himself up to 7th, 26 seconds behind COMMSbyCOOPS. So Michael is in a COMMSbyCOOPS sandwich currently, which is unfortunate for him. But I would suggest a pretty good comeback at this stage of the race. We are 9 minutes left. Wow, that's gone that quick. So we've had 51 minutes. We've had a 10-minute pit window. We've had an awesome Two-part qualifying session so far this evening, and we have had some very, very close racing. A couple of incidents, couple of love taps, but those are to be expected. We've had a very, very good comeback drive so far from Michael, and yeah, that's where we are briefly. Live chat. Dazza Snipes is in the chat, still talking about Northerners. I think potentially, yeah, Brazil is third in the M-Class, mate, but no, he's not. Yeah, he is. He is indeed. But he's coming under quite a bit of pressure, although Dean has backed off. That was only down to a couple of tenths a little while ago, so Briz is doing pretty well, mate. Doing pretty well. So, Traverse for DC Racing, he wants third place. This is it's the only one up for grabs, 1 and 2, apart from any incidents. 1 and 2 look sewn up at the moment. Chris Vining, I do believe, is running with damage at the moment. He's absolutely shredded those tyres. So Michael's picked up a 5-second penalty, so I wonder what's happened there. Podium's got his 15 seconds, Ted's got 5, and Zach Dell's also got 5. Remember, Zach Dell's just done a drive-through as well. So ECOMMS is in 8th, Cargunu's 9th, Sorio has got himself up to 10th and is now leading the AM class as Tubovsek gets very close. Too much curve there, it's just so tempting, isn't it? When you're that close, you want to make up a little bit more, you want to just push a little bit harder, and that is usually, if some dust gets skipped on the right hand side there, that is usually when a mistake will happen, and it doesn't have to be a big mistake, you know? That one he's just made there is probably cost him certainly 2.5 tenths, although he closes back up in the braking zone. Interesting to see how this one is going to pan out, ladies and gents. Top 10 is pretty much the same, so Osorio is leading the AM class at the moment. Guzikov is second in the AM class, and Alan Brown is still holding on to P3 in the AM class, 16th overall. His gap back to P3 now is 2.2 seconds. Remember, he was under massive pressure from Dewsbury. I had the foresight to mention how much more lateral grip he looked like he had, and then he threw it off in the corner. So, yeah. That won't be a like or a sub. No doubt. Oh, where's my mouse gone? Where's she gone? There she is. So, 6 minutes, guys. 6 minutes. Let's find a close one. I mean, this one is looking pretty good, though, isn't it? It's a little bit closer. Still down 27, Kowski's 28th, Rowdy Burns up to 29th, and then we've got Gedman, so good way Polishuk both come. Has Harry come out the server? Looks like he has. That is a shame. Looks like Goswell. I hope that wasn't a rage. We'll find out afterwards. So, Ian Thompson is coming in 24th. And we've got Longden, as you can see at the bottom of that list there, 23rd. Khan's 22nd in the Porsche. We've got this really big battle going on, and it looks like there's going to be a challenge. He does have the inside line. Chris Vining has lost the lead of this race, so he now lost third place, so he's now got to do it all over again. And just from a mental point of view, we're under 5 minutes left now. There's 2 ways this is going to go. Yeah, Chris was leading this race and had that massive battle with Alfie. Ended up losing out in that battle, yeah. And then he was having a massive battle with Kevin, and he ended up losing that battle. And then he's just had a massive battle with Tobovsek, and he's lost out on that one. You've got to remember, Tobovsek qualified, I believe, 3rd. Then was, I wouldn't say caught up in that T1 incident, but certainly lost a couple of places. He, if you remember earlier on, was like 7 seconds behind this trio at the top, and he was stuck behind Pozniakov in 5th. Managed to get by him, just shows the pace that he has got in that 100 Ferrari, so I am impressed with that. That is impressive. Cops is still 6th, good race from him. Michael's still 7th, not too far, well, I mean, he is far behind, let's be honest. but great comeback drive. ECOPS is in 8th, Cogula's in 9th, and then we've got Asario, who is in 10th place at the moment. So, what's Chris got left? That's what I want to know. You can see he hasn't let go. He hasn't dropped in. What has Chris got left? He's got 3 and 3/4 minutes. Can he get over the disappointment? We have got lights being flashed everywhere. Tibosek wants to make sure that who's the 19? I don't know who the 19 is at this stage, but he wants to make sure that that individual gets out of the way. Pretty sharpish. Doesn't want to be held up, wants those blue flags to do their job, because he also knows at this stage of the race, if he makes one mistake, if he gets himself offline a little bit too much, then that might open the door again for Vining, but that individual does get out of the way for both of them. So excellent driving, well done to you. Yeah, what's Chris got left? That's the question, isn't it? Can he re-challenge? So up top, Alfie Barron, I did say before, he's got a 3.4 second lead over Keddy. Now, you know, when Alfie races, it is usually, you know, he's out there, he's quick, very, very quick individual, and yeah, he doesn't disappoint, to be fair. Every time I've watched Alfie race, he's been at the sharp end, if not leading. But Keddy's had a fantastic drive in second place at the moment. I'm pretty impressed, actually. The top 10 of all, I mean, I'm not just saying the top 10, everybody's impressed me, but the pace of some of these new guys that haven't had the joy to watch yet is good. It's very good. It makes me think that we do really have a very open season of top draw drivers. Very confident in that. So thanks for everyone for getting involved. Don't go anywhere. Yeah, Keno is a really impressive drive from him. We've got 10 in at the moment. Thank you very much. If you haven't pressed like, please do. It takes half a second. If you like what you're seeing at the moment, you want to see more on that, consider a little sub, then you can catch all of the racing on PC.
Leaders on final lap now.
With myself doing the live comments. So Alpha starts the final lap of the race. Obviously on his 34th lap. I mean, you know, he was cool under pressure, wasn't he, when they were having that, the three of them were having that big fight in the beginning. Very, very cool. Got the pass done. Didn't over push it, and then he's just confidently into where's Chris Vining. He is not giving up this one, is he? And so he shouldn't. We'll keep an eye on it and see if we have a grandstand finish. So into turn 2, just watching now for any little mistakes, anything, any little bit offline that will give him an extra crumb of confidence just to push a little bit harder. He's had to, you can hear the lift there slightly, so I think he's probably lost a little bit more time. 6/10 now, that is quite a big gap, I have to say. Right, where's Alfie? So Alfie is coming down to the bottom of the hill, which means he's going to have 2 corners left to go. Might as well watch him across the line, because what a fantastic race. Right, into the final corner, Alfie Barron from Eclipse Racing Esports. Doing the business, into the final turn. Fantastic drive from you, Alfie. Ultra consistent, calm, calculated. Well done. Let's give him a clap. Flash it away. Well done, Alfie Barron. He takes your win. He is P1 for race 2. And there we go. Keddy comes across the line as well to take second place. Keddy, fantastic drive from you as well, mate. Well done. And Kibosek, I've been really impressed with this guy in the 100 Ferrari. He comes across the line, claims the final podium place, closely followed by the rather unlucky Chris Vining this evening in his Honda. So commiserations to you, Chris. Fantastic race, mate, but unlucky. Pozniakov, he crosses the line in 5th place. And then Rob Cops, again, a new one for me. Fantastic race for you. Michael Races hasn't crossed the line. He's now got a 10-second penalty, so we'll see what that transpires into at the end. And Brown is still holding third podium place at the moment in the AMP class. So Michael crosses the line in 7th. Well, remember, he qualified 10th. So he finished higher than he qualified. That's always a good thing. Good comeback drive. Very good comeback drive, considering he got turned around in T1. And we've got the second comps, comes across in 8th place. Well done to you. Cargulo finishes 9th. Again, impressed. These are all new names that I don't know. And then, as Osorio across the line yet? No, so Osorio, congratulations to you, well done. Comes across the line to take P1 in the AM class and a top 10 finish overall. Well done to you. Kodeman finishes 11th. Taylor finishes 12th. Amir's finished 13th. And then we have got Zach Dow, who's just about to cross the line now for P2. Well done. Alex, P2. Not Alex. Zach Dow's already crossed the line. Guzikov, P2 in the AM class. And someone who I feel is going to be very happy about this, Alan Brown, aka Fresh Brizzle, podium in the AM class. Well done to you, mate. 16th overall and P3. Well done. Pete Deans finished 17th. Dewsbury 18th. Could have been more for him apart from that off he had there when he was battling with Alan. Jones 19th. Blanchett 20th. Longdon's finished 21st. Carner's 22nd. Gator 23rd. Ian Thompson finished 24th. Robbie Robster 25th. Then we had Nick Stick, unfortunately, obviously with what happened from qualifying and in the race, finished down in 27th there. Gedman 28th and Glukovsky 29th. Rowdy Burns brings up the field, but great to see him out there in that Porsche. Then we have Delatour, Goodway, Polovchuk and Beaucamp finished in the pits. So they didn't actually finish the race, but blimey, there we go. So fantastic. Well done to everybody. It's brilliant to be back. Congratulations to everybody that joined in tonight. Some great racing. I can hear some donuts going on in the pit lane. I'm not going to it. Everyone does this because they want me to get them on camera. I'm not doing it. But yes, we got 9 in so far. Thanks for watching, guys. It's been brilliant to be back. So well done, Alfie. Well done, Keddy. Well done I'm lucky to Chris. Well done to Bovchuk. And well done to the AM guys. Briz, good man. Tell Gamer Dad, he'll be well happy with that. Right, guys, I'm going to get gone. I'll leave you to your evening. Please press like if you haven't already, or drop me a sub. It would be great. I'll be back on Tuesday with the Super Sprint series. I will be on the podcast on Wednesday as well. That is 100%. And then back here on Friday for our next round. So congratulations, everybody. You know what's coming now, guys. COMMSbyCOOPS out.